Tomatoes?
Have you ever seen a trailer for a film and think, that looks pretty interesting? And then you go on Rotten Tomatoes and it's just getting destroyed by the critics. But then if you kind of look to the right, you see, well, wait a minute, the critics hate this film, but the audience really loves it. So I don't know what to do. Now, that happened to me recently, this past weekend actually, with the film Mercy. Rotten Tomatoes has it as a 20. That's 2 out of 10. That's pretty awful. The audience, however, has it as an 80. 8 out of 10. That's really solid. So, I don't know what to make of it. But, again, I thought the trailer looked pretty interesting, so I went to see it. So, what do we have here? Who's right? Are the critics right? Is this a dog shit movie? Or is the audience right and this is a really good film? Well, before we answer that, let's talk a little bit about the plot for the film Mercy.
Let's talk.
Set in a dystopian near future, Los Angeles detective Chris Raven is thrown into the most harrowing trial of his life. After waking up disjointed and accused of killing his wife, Raven finds himself strapped to a chair and judged not by a jury of his peers, but by an advanced AI judge, Judge Maddox. With only 90 minutes to clear his name using the city's vast digital surveillance network, or face immediate execution, the story unfolds in real time as evidence, memories, and secrets collide in a frantic bid for justice. So what works in this film? Well, Chris Pratt works. He delivers one of his most intense and emotionally charged performances to date. Stripped of his usual action hero charisma, he leans into vulnerability, playing a man on the edge, clutching at fragmented clues and emotional heartbreak as the clock ticks down. His portrayal of Raven's desperation and moral conflict elevate the material and give a human heartbeat to a largely digital narrative. Rebecca Ferguson, who plays Judge Maddox, brings a chilling precision to the character. Though inherently limited by the screenplay's treatment of her character as a virtual construct, Ferguson infuses every line of clipped, machine-like judgment with a subtle suggestion of depth, teasing out whether there might be more behind those glowing eyes than pure circuitry. It's a compelling performance that grounds what could have been a sterile antagonist.
Not bad.
Now, the core premise, a real-time life-or-death battle with an artificial intelligence, is undeniably compelling. At its best, the film delivers genuine tension and a ticking clock urgency that keeps you glued to the screen, racing through digital evidence and mounting suspense with real momentum. The integration of surveillance feeds and forensic puzzles fuels some legitimately gripping sequences that feel fresh and dangerously relevant in an age of data ambiguity.
So what's wrong with it?
What doesn't work in this film, however, is, well, what starts as a taut, procedural drama eventually resorts to familiar sci-fi tropes and conveniences that undercut its earlier intrigue. Plot twists become easier to predict, and several key developments hinge on coincidence rather than organic mystery building, sapping the film's tension just when it should be peaking. Now, unfortunately, the final act is where Mercy noticeably loses its footing. Instead of delivering a startling climax, benefiting its high-stakes setup, the story leans on well-worn generic tropes and implausible plot mechanics that deflate much of the suspense built up earlier. The film's attempt to tie threads together feels calculated rather than earned, relying on a lot of narrative conveniences that will likely be obvious to genre fans well before they unfold on the screen. Look, Mercy is a bold experiment, a sci-fi thriller that dares to let its leads act against the screen, driven by digital feeds rather than traditional action. And while it doesn't always succeed, its strong central performances and compelling central concept make it worth a watch. Just don't expect it to really deliver in that last act as much as it should have. I think the best way to summarize this movie is, have you seen Minority Report? That was a brilliant Tom Cruise film. You should see it. Think of this as the Temu version of that. Now, I don't know why the critics scored it so low. I know they don't like Chris Pratt for some reason. And yeah, the movie wasn't the most original, but it's a lot of fun. On the flip side, I don't know if I would score it an 80. I mean, that's pretty high. I think this is a fun film that would be a perfect streamer. If I had to score it, I'd say 6 out of 10.
Spoiler, it wasn't terrible.
Well, that's it for me this week. Tune in next week where I give you my thoughts and feelings on whatever I've seen. In the meantime, click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment or a question, share this video with friends and enemies alike, and as always, thank you for giving me your valuable time, and I'll see you next week. Take care.